Welcome to episode 7 of Lost Signals. My name is Daryl. I'm joined with JD again. God, you know what? Words are fucking hard some days. You know that?
You forget who the hell I am or what?
Who are you again? What the fuck am I
I
doing
don't know.
here?
On the best of days, I don't know who I am. Thank you.
Yeah. Hoy.
Oi. You
Cheers.
have your beer. I
Oh.
have my coffee.
I'm drinking a hop sour from Bartonside Brewing in Ladner, BC. That
Oh.
my really good friend Tyler sent out to me for my birthday.
Oh.
It
well,
arrived
that's
on Monday or Tuesday. It was a little late, but it's. I think he waited because the weather was a little shitty and didn't want it to freeze.
That actually is kind of smart because you guys still got like snow yesterday, right?
No, Monday. Monday.
Monday.
Well, over last weekend it snowed like a motherfucker. It was bad.
Right.
Disgusting. Like there were like 2 or 3 inches, maybe 4 in spots. Like it was bad. Yeah, but no. Anyways, he sent me two beers like that, and I'm gonna drink one right now. I believe he's watching right now.
I believe somebody's watching me.
Yeah. Yeah. So I heard your cell phone reception got better after the other day.
You would think after everything that's been going on and hearsay and whatnot, you would think I'd be able to get like Hulu or American Netflix or something, but no. I mean this COVID-19 vaccine shot from Pfizer I got, all it gave me was a sore arm.
Oh, well, that's. I mean, I guess it's okay. It's okay. I mean, I would have went with the better cell phone reception myself, but I mean,
I was hoping for mind control, honestly. Like, if I didn't have to think about what to wear every day, it would literally be a load off my mind.
that actually bothers you. What to wear? Honestly, like that's a thing that you lose sleep over.
Well, when I have to go out in public, sure.
I guess. It just seems like a very odd priority to have.
Yeah, I mean, we all have our insecurities. We all have our priorities when it comes to being out in the public eye.
This is true.
Yeah, that's why I choose radio.
That's why I choose, formats that you can't see my face to. Except for on Twitch and YouTube, when we do upload this. Yeah.
So yeah, I got my first vaccine shot on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And it was a bit of a process, but it actually went a lot smoother and quicker than I expected.
So walk us through the whole process, like from beginning to end.
Okay, so I had an appointment at 11:30, and I decided to show up to where they were doing mass vaccine distribution.
Yep.
In Prince George, half an hour early. And I get up to the front gate, and they asked, like, do you have an appointment? I said, yes, I do. I have an appointment for 11:30. I said, okay, follow this line down here and then go talk to the next gentleman, and please sanitize your hands when you get there. And thank you for wearing a mask. I have like 3 different masks. One for because I live in an apartment building. One for when I'm at home, but I have to do like laundry or something like that. And It's just a piece of cloth with elastics on it. No big deal. Then I have another one, which is a little bit of a lighter mask, but still, like, I wear it when I'm out in public, and I wear it when I work out. And then I have a third mask, which is what I wear when I'm working and I'm driving bus. And this thing is a heavy duty one. It is made out of really thick cloth, and it ties twice to the back of my head. And I'm wearing this one when I go to this injection site.
Yep.
So anyway, I get up to the second line, and I sanitize my hands, and then the gentleman there says, do you have an appointment? I said, yes, I do. It's for 11:30. And I said, okay, well, we have some openings right now, so just go over to this booth here, and please provide your ID and your care card. Okay. So I go up there, and again, like, sanitizing. The person who's running the computer is wearing gloves and the whole deal. And
yep.
They take my information, and they give me my cards back, and she says, okay, just have a seat in one of these chairs over here, and someone will get you when you're able to get a shot.
Yeah.
I said, okay. So I go over, and imagine like a school gymnasium with chairs spread out across this gymnasium, and they're all at least 10 feet apart from
Jesus.
each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's where she asked me to sit. So I sit down and I'm looking at the clock going like, fuck, I'm like 25 minutes ahead of schedule here. Well, whatever. And just as I go to pull out my phone to like play some sort of game, and someone comes up and says, James, and I go, yes. She goes, we have a booth open for you. Oh,
Well, that's fun.
sweet. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Just moving right along here. So she takes me to another gymnasium sized room.
Jesus.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit going on there.
And she directs me to this one little isolated area. It looks like a cubicle.
Yep.
And there's a nurse there inside this cubicle, and I sit down and she goes over my information. She's telling me about like, possible side effects and how it feels, and
Just shut up and jab me.
just
shut up. I don't care.
It's pretty much the case too, where it's like the more you talk about it, the worse it's gonna get. So just shut up, right? But what's funny though is that I looked at her and she's wearing a mask, and I go, "You look familiar," and she goes, "Yeah, I used to be your neighbor."
Huh.
And I go, "Wait, did you yell at me for parking in my own parking spot one time?" And she goes, "Yeah, that was me." So side story, I was thinking about buying a vehicle, and I went to one of the local dealerships, and they said, well, if you're thinking about buying a vehicle, which ones are you thinking about? And I go, this. And they go, well, how about you just take that one there and drive it for a week and then come back and make up your mind. And what they gave me was a giant Dodge Laredo. Dodge doesn't do Laredo.
It's a
Laramie.
It's the 1500 Laramie.
Yeah.
What's the Ram?
Yes. Just a giant Dodge truck.
I'm not a Dodge guy.
Neither am I. But anyway.
Yeah.
So they give me this truck, and so I have 2 parking spots in front of my apartment building.
Yep.
And I go to back this thing up, and it's got all the bells and whistles. It's telling me that there's a vehicle on my left and a vehicle on my right, and I have like 7 feet before I hit the end of the pavement, and blah blah blah, and pan hit it. I'm just blown away by this entire thing. And as soon as I park, I put it into park. I get on the window, and I look over, and it's my neighbor, and she goes, "Excuse me, you're not supposed to park here." And I go, "Yeah, I am." She goes, "No, you're not." I go, "Yes, I am." And then the recognition comes onto her face. She goes, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. You can park here." Yes, I can. So anyway, and then she's the one who injected me with the COVID vaccine.
Nice. And then she jabbed you. Nice.
Yes, exactly. Then she jabbed me. There's actually I posted the video of me getting the vaccine injection on TikTok, and I'm no stranger to flu shots. I'm no stranger to getting blood work done.
Yeah.
Considering my family history and medical history, like it's just common thing for me on a yearly basis. So when she gave me the injection, it actually hurt less than a flu shot.
Really?
If that makes any sense.
I've never got a flu shot, so I know I should. It's just I think we talked about this before. It's just something that I have nothing against it. It's just that I always forget to go do it. So it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, I know they work. It's just I just fucking forget. Okay, just get off my back.
See, for me, I learned at a very young age that like I can handle a cold, but if I get a flu, I'm a write-off. Like I'm just a big old baby, right? Like there's no getting around it. My brother is kind of the opposite. He's okay with a cold, he's okay with a flu, but he's prone to bronchitis, and it'll lay him out, right?
I used to get sick like that when I was a kid. Like I had bronchitis a lot, and it all ended up being because my tonsils were fucked. So they took them out. I think it was my mom told me at one point, like I was hospitalized like 35 times before I was 6 years old because of bronchitis and shit like that.
Yeah. I've had pneumonia once.
Yep.
And
A couple times I've had it. Yep.
yeah, I've had strep throat 3 times. One time it was really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, so the flu will just kick my ass. And so because of that, like, it's just better for me to get the flu shot.
Makes sense.
So anyway,
Yep.
I get the vaccination, and again, she goes over the side effects, the possible side effects
Yeah.
of this entire thing. Hold on, I got it right here, actually. Yeah. So the possible side effects for this include, but not limited to, redness, swelling, or feeling sore where you had the needle. I have a sore arm. They put it right in the top of the skull here, right?
I never get injections through my tattoos.
She gave me the option, and it was like, well, what's the difference? She goes, well, generally it hurts more on your dominant hand. I went, oh, fuck. Okay, fine, put it in this one. So right now, right now it just feels like I got punched really hard in the shoulder.
Okay.
Feeling tired, not so much. Headache. I got a headache 3 hours after I got the injection on Wednesday, and it was one of those like frontal lobe, like just kind of a nagging headache.
Yeah.
Not a big deal. Swollen lymph nodes under the armpit. Never happened. Fever or chills. I had a sweating fever.
Yeah.
For like half an hour, and that was gone. Body aches or muscle soreness. No more than usual. I work out on a regular basis. And finally, vomiting or loose stool.
I mean, those happen all the time anyways. I mean, what's the difference?
I looked at that one and went, if that happens to me, it's game over. Like, I'm done for the day.
Yeah.
Right? So anyway, after the vaccination, they sent me to yet another large room with spread out chairs and just said, just hang out for 15 minutes, do whatever you want, but just hang out for 15 minutes. Make sure that you're not having any sort of immediate reactions.
Yeah.
So I did that. And like 15 minutes later, I'm like, I'm going to go home. So I went home and I stayed here all day on Wednesday thinking like, I'm going to have fever. I'm going to like sweats. The whole deal. Right. I honestly, other than like the slight headache and the one sweating session, like I could have just gone on my day as per usual.
Just not even notice it.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
That's good though. I mean, now you're microchipped. Now they're going to be able to follow you wherever you go.
Yeah,
sure. And
never mind this fucking thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that brain control too. It's the mind control. It's going to get you.
Oh yeah.
Bill Gates is now. When you start waking up, it's going to be like the Windows startup sound. Yeah, you get knocked out. It's like a fatal error or something. You just blue screen. It's fucking. Why are people so stupid? Tell me, how in the fuck? Why do people need to? Yeah,
it's fear. It is fear. It is lack of education. It is a lack of understanding, and it is just this overall concern that they're an insecurity that people are smarter than others.
Yeah. But I mean, This goes back to that whole thing. I'm going to trust a doctor, not some fucking mom on Facebook that sells crystals and essential oils. Right. It's
yeah.
Get fucked, Karen. Just fuck you. Anyway, I don't want to I don't want to get into the whole fucking stupidity because makes me mad. But anyway.
But that's what it is. It is fear. It is a lack of education. And it is also a insecurity that there is potentially someone who knows more about your health than you do. Yeah. And I'm talking about those people who are like the anti-vaxxers and stuff like that. And
fuck
also
those guys.
Well, they're also the ones that will go out and find anything that'll back up their thought.
Well, yeah, there'll be 1,000 articles saying that they're wrong, but they'll find the one that says that they're right, and they'll hold on to that one for dear life.
Yes, exactly.
And it's on some obscure fucking website that hasn't been updated since 2003.
Yeah. There's a couple of guys. There's a couple of people that call in, write in, and whatever to the radio station that I work for, and they are these type of nut jobs. One of them lives, it's fucking funny because he lives quote unquote off the grid, but he interacts with the radio station on Facebook.
Okay.
Like, okay, buddy.
Yeah. Whatever lies
Sure.
you need to tell yourself, I guess.
So, my next vaccination, they told me it hasn't been scheduled yet. It is all on supply, demand, as well as availability.
Yep.
I have the Pfizer vaccine, so that means my second one has to be a Pfizer.
And I read today that they were saying that you're going to need a third
Whatever.
within a year.
Within a year.
Yeah.
And
Like a
fucking
year
fine.
after your second dose. That's what I read today. So
Yeah. But
which, whatever.
it's not, it's like they're at the timeline they gave me before I left was end of July, which is
For your second dose.
for my second dose.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better than I thought.
Yeah. So
I
again, like I don't. Okay, sure,
Yeah.
whatever.
haven't even been able to make my appointment yet.
Really?
Yeah. They are. It goes by age groups here.
Okay.
So I know I think one of the Saskatoon Tribal Council is pretty much letting anybody through because they have their own doses specifically for the Indigenous people. But apparently they have too many, so they're just like, come get it. It's all legit and whatever, but they're like, come get it. I just haven't gone. But yeah, it should be in the next week or so. I'm guessing that I'll be able to make my appointment because I think they're doing like 50 to 52 for an age range right now. So I mean, I'm 40, so it'll be a week or so.
Yeah, I've been getting the question like, how the hell did you get your first vaccine shot? And beyond everything else that I do for a living, apparently the one determining factor was the fact that I'm a quarter status Cree and
yeah.
Métis.
Yeah. My buddy Matt that lives in Vancouver, he got his first shot already. Same reason. You know what? If you can,
Oh, take it.
absolutely. Like every opportunity that you have, fuck it. And anybody that gives you shit for it is just jealous.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
And this isn't a race to the finish line. This is a race to help everyone, right?
Yeah.
Like I made it very, very publicly known and announced it on my radio show that like, I don't care if I don't get the vaccine immediately. As long as other people in front of me are getting the vaccine.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Right? If no one's getting a vaccine, yeah, I'll start complaining. But if people are getting the vaccine in general and the numbers start going down, I couldn't be happier.
Yeah. I am getting very tired of wearing a mask.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yes, like
sir.
my fucking beard is like growing. It's got a dent in it. It's because you wear a mask all the time. It's just annoying as shit. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's gross. Anyways, that's enough COVID talk. 'Cause we did that whole episode and it's fucking.
Yeah, well, this was enough.
This is different. Yeah.
Information.
Yeah.
Yes. And I was happy to share my story. I was all over social media. I streamed that day.
Yeah.
On Twitch, and my radio station called me up and said, "Hey, do you want to give an update? It's been 4 hours since you had your shot. Just let people know." I'm like, "Yeah, happy to."
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, I mean, this is up in front information. So.
Well, and I guess if you're able to give your update on it, and say that you don't feel bad, it's like it's maybe encouragement for other people to go get the goddamn thing.
Exactly. There was one thing I wanted to bring up, and it was someone you and I know brought up the fact that his concern is the fact that not much information has been released when it comes to the actual physical health of those who have been drastically affected by COVID, as well as those who have passed away from COVID. And he said that of the information that has been released, one thing in common was they have all had a serious vitamin D
deficiency.
Deficiency. That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah.
Words are hard. I know.
Yeah, the words are hard.
Yeah.
So I take that into consideration. Like, yeah, okay, I understand that. I understand the concern, and I can see that there's like maybe a commonality in cases.
Yeah.
But then also thinking about it, like we have been told to stay the fuck home for over a year. And if you can work from home, and only go outside if it's necessary. No shit, people are suffering from vitamin D deficiency.
Well, yeah. The fuck? I mean, when I was still at the mine, I actually took vitamin D supplements because I was underground all the time.
I do anyway.
Yeah, I probably should. I like the sun. It's just, yeah. It's hard in the winter, especially where I live, because it's cold as fuck, and it's only like light for about fucking 25 minutes some days. Anyway, but that's, yeah, it was nice out today. It was like fucking 18 degrees out. Snow is
21 here.
Jealous. But it's supposed to like snow on Sunday again.
Really?
I'm just checking. Yeah. Sorry, it's 14 degrees right now. And oh yeah, Sunday +3, Monday +1. So that's super lame. But then after that, yeah, it's supposed to be nice. So
I'm looking at 20, 22, 12 by Sunday, 15 Monday, rain coming by Thursday with a high of 9 degrees.
that's all right. I'd rather have your, yeah, it could be worse.
You could be worse.
Could fucking snow 4 inches.
Or it could be on fire.
One or the other, I guess.
One of the, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So, as you can see, and some people will see, that I have a new microphone.
Yeah, it looks nice.
I went and bought it today.
Yeah.
So, funny story. I think we did episode 5 we did.
Yes.
And episode sounded fine for the most part. I went and listened to it back, and there's a couple times where my audio dipped.
Yeah, it was about 3 times I counted.
Yeah. Yeah. And then right after that, we were going to go play some games. It's our buddy Tyler, and my mic quit altogether. So this mic, just nothing. There's nothing there. So yeah, I had to go buy a new microphone. But this time,
Your microphone held on for dear life until the end of the episode.
Yeah, and then
And
just yeah. So I went and spent the money, and I bought this one, and I like it so far. Mind you, this is the first thing that I've done with it, so.
It sounds good. It's definitely a rich quality.
Yeah.
It would help if you had some sort of external mixer.
I do, kind of. I just need to know how to use it better, and I'll look into that at some point.
We could just open up shop once again. Daryl's
oh, fuck.
technical difficulties.
See, I said when I bought this, it's like, if I keep having microphone issues, I'm going to just sell everything that I own for my computer. Just like fucking get rid of it. I'm never talking to anybody again.
Well, I mean, come on. You were having issues with that one microphone, but that was user error.
But at the same time, I don't know if it was. So full disclosure, at one point, I was using this microphone backwards because I'm stupid. It's a condenser mic. It's only supposed to be used one way.
Yeah. So what it basically sounded like is if I turn my microphone 180 degrees.
You sound like this.
Yeah, it sounded great.
This is talking into the back of the microphone.
Yep.
Because it's trying to grab everything from in front.
So you were and streaming some entertaining games, but sounding like ass.
Yep. Yep. But now I have this $600 microphone, and if it fucks up, I'm gonna be pissed.
Ooh.
But it won't. It won't. No, there's no way. I mean, it just it can't. There's a reason.
Refuse to let it happen.
There's a reason why. If you watch video like podcasts of like Joe Rogan or like any big podcaster, this is the mic they use. That's why I bought it. Because fuck it. Why not?
I want one of the broadcast microphones. I want one of the microphones that I use on a regular basis at the radio station. And it is a beautiful, beautiful microphone. It sounds incredible.
Yep.
But it is a minimum $1,300 bill.
Yep. Because that's probably not a condenser mic. That's probably like a ribbon mic or something.
Yeah.
Like that's.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. that shit gets expensive.
It does, and I'm pleasantly surprised with this deal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
this
got
was
that. That was an Amazon one, wasn't it?
Yeah, about $80. Came with the arm, and it also has an exterior Phantom power pack. But I have a nice enough board that it has Phantom power connected to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised with this microphone.
No, it's good. I mean, as long as it works, like that's why I bought this. It's like I said, I was tired of dealing with shit that, you know, like I had this mic maybe 5 years, if even that. And I mean, it never went anywhere, but I've had it fixed twice. So it's just fucking,
It paid for itself.
yeah. I might get it fixed yet and just sell it or something or keep it as a backup. But I mean, I shouldn't have to.
Yeah. Speaking of broadcasting, do you want to touch in the whole Bad Baby OnlyFans bullshit?
Yeah, let's talk about it because it's
briefly. I just want to.
It's disgusting.
It is very disgusting.
She is a vile human being.
Yeah, but even more. Okay, let's get into this.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know her real name, nor do I care to look
something Pagosi. She was the Catch Me Outside girl on Dr. Phil. That piece of human trash.
Doctor in title only.
Yeah. Everybody involved in that show is trash. Just gonna put it out there.
Who was it? Maury Povich got into the whole deal. You were not the father. Was that?
Yeah.
Am I getting that right?
And Maury.
Yeah. So, you know, because Oprah set the standard and set the bar so high when it came to daytime talk shows, and she set that bar so high and she fucking left it there.
Yeah.
The only thing anyone else can do is trash. You had like Jenny Jones,
trash.
You had Jerry Springer,
Ricky Lake,
right? But then you have Maury Povich, which found the niche of paternity tests. And then you have Dr. Phil, which has been shock and awe and trailer trash.
Yeah.
And they help me, Dr. Phil. My child is so unruly. Well, whose fucking problem is that?
Fucking stupid people.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So when she was the Cash Me Outside girl, to which I would have paid hard money to see her have her teeth knocked to the back of her throat like chiclets.
Yep.
She was of underage. And then, you know, fast forward to modern day where you have sites like OnlyFans, where you can essentially post any material and it's behind a paywall, but generally it is used by adults who want to get into porn.
Yeah.
or
that's what it is. It's just
erotic materials.
It's a direct way to subscribe to somebody's porn page.
Yeah. So once this Cash Me Outside girl, the fucking day she turned of legal age, but I think is like 18.
Yeah, it was 18.
18, yeah.
Yeah.
She started a OnlyFans, and I don't even want to look as to how much content that she had posted, and
who knows
with common sense, like one with common sense would think that whatever content she posted was of the day that she turned 18 and forward, because anything beyond that, anything before that is CP.
Yep.
Right. But on one day,
she made
over
like $6 million or some bullshit like that from like subscriptions and tips and shit. Like, who are these fucking perverts and fucking assholes that want to fucking? First off, I don't find her attractive at all. Second off, she's trash.
Yes.
Just straight trash. Just fucking light you on fire. Just kick you to the curb. Just
and the amount of people that were able to cobble together millions of dollars to pay to see X-rated material from someone who had just turned 18. Every single one of them should be fucking shot.
Yeah.
because that's disgusting. That is utterly disgusting.
And it's just
That-
not perpetuating. It's just like, what the word am I looking for? It's encouraging her.
Yeah.
It's like, look, I made all this money just by showing my
Turning
tits
18
or
and-
turning
yeah,
18 and
yeah.
taking it. Probably. I don't know. Who knows? I haven't seen the content because I would never pay for it. I think it's like
I don't know.
20
I don't care to know.
I think
Exactly.
it's like $25 a month. Like who?
You know what? I will look. I will look.
You're gonna
right
subscribe, aren't you?
Now.
You got the credit card
I will
out.
not subscribe,
Yeah,
but I will look
do it.
to see what she is charging.
I'm sure it's $25 a month.
It's under Bad Baby, right?
Yeah. Like, and mind you, that's $25 US too. So that's like what, $32 Canadian? 48 bucks.
Okay. So here's the issue: is that there is a lot of accounts have popped up
Yeah.
called Bad Baby. So this is not going to be helpful. I'm gonna have to find the because I want to know how much it is that she is charging beyond the paywall.
Yeah.
Bad Baby, OnlyFans, account name. Oh Jesus. No, I'm not gonna spell it out. It is not spelled.
$23.99 a month.
I just got it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's her. Jesus Christ. That's either photoshopped or she had a shit ton of work done.
She looks like an alien.
Oh my God. So $23.99 per month for that content, whatever. And you know, it's like, okay, you're charging top dollar. Fine, right? But the fact that she made so much money on day one means that there were people out there that were just foaming at the mouth, waiting for that day to happen.
Good for them.
No.
I
Each one of them should be ran over by a bus slowly, so I could hear each head pop.
I look at it like if that's your kink and you want to see barely legal whatever, then give her, but not her. Just not her.
Exactly.
She, I just fucking hate people.
Exactly.
Especially.
I have friends, and some of them are local.
What do you pay them?
Well, they actually do charge on OnlyFans, right? And they have accounts on OnlyFans, and like they're legitimate friends, right?
Yeah.
And every once in a while, if I have extra money or whatever on my credit card, I might subscribe. But I have made it like clear because they are my friends, and I've sent them messages saying like, "Hey, you know who this is? This is JD. Do me a favor and." I'm not going to see any of your material. I just want to support you in your work. So don't send me a direct message. And like, they will actually acknowledge it. And one of them will like contacted me on Facebook and said like, "Hey, is this really you?" It's like, "Yeah, that's me. I just like, I want to encourage what you're doing. It's just,
You just
you're
may
my
not
friend
want to
and
see it. Yeah.
Exactly. Right. So like, you want to see you always want to see your friends succeed. Right. And if they're doing
sometimes you want to see your friends naked too. I mean, I guess it all depends on what kind of person you are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, shout out to Tyler. Hey, how you doing,
buddy? Yeah. So I mean, we said we weren't going to talk about this. We'll just talk about it quick. There was an OnlyFans leak.
Oh yeah.
So there's a lot of personal information that was leaked about like a lot of users. So I don't get it. It's like that the celebrity leaks a couple years ago.
The fappening.
Yeah. It's like, do these people not have anything better to do with their time?
Yeah, and that's just it. Like, it's one thing if Selena Gomez decided to post a photo of herself on social media. That's one thing.
Yeah.
I mean, she
Yeah.
released it on her own accord. It's another thing to have your personal stuff swiped,
Stolen.
stolen from
Yeah.
your phone, from the cloud, from wherever, and then posted without your knowledge or your permission. Like
Yeah.
that's wrong, right?
Very wrong. Yeah.
To have information like that leaked to the public on a closed, secure, and encrypted site like OnlyFans, which clearly needs a little bit better security,
Yeah.
is still along the same lines of like, you're just a dirtbag for doing this.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
So
I there's a lot of dirtbags out there.
there is.
Yeah.
There really is.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like there's, like I said, I have a couple of friends who create content on OnlyFans, and you know, I see them as friends.
Yeah.
And they're attractive, but I do not want to see them naked.
You and I have very different viewpoints on this.
different
I guess
views on
it would be different if I actually knew somebody that was doing that. But
Well, I'll let you know when I start on my own.
sure, why not? I mean, whatever.
Someone's got to hold the can of marmalade.
It's weird that you went right to marmalade too. That's fucking
Yeah, that marmalade's my go-to.
That's weird. That's a whole other fucking ball of wax to unpack there, though. Wow. Yeah. Let's see. Trying to look at what I had written down here. There was a new Fear Factory song that was released today.
Yeah.
So Fear Factory is a industrial metal.
Who's that?
That's Loki. He's being a jerk.
Hi, Loki.
Smelling the new mic.
Dad,
Hi.
It's this new thing in front of you. Do you know this?
Yeah. Jerk.
Loki.
He probably came to tell me that he pooped on the floor. Hey, guess what I did? Yeah. That's probably what he did. Anyway,
I'll go check on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go sniff it, maybe step in it,
Yeah.
track it around the house.
Yeah.
So yeah, Fear Factory, new song released today. So they're an industrial band formed in the early '90s in Southern California. I guess '80s, late '80s.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, actually, the original singer was in the "Smells Like Teen Spirit" video by Nirvana.
In the crowd?
In the crowd, yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's weird. That was Burton C. Bell. So, Fear Factory's Demanufacture, I think we talked about this at one point, was the album that got me into heavy music, like heavier music. They've always been called like a gateway to heavier stuff.
Right.
Which makes sense. Because like they're approachable, but it's still heavy and it's still good. So
Right.
Over the last year, I think the original singer left. Legal stuff. But I listened to the new track today or last night actually when I got home from work.
Okay.
Fucking
Now,
killer. Love it.
Okay, I was just gonna say, like, you know, like it's like meeting your heroes. It can be dangerous.
Yep. So what they did, they hired a new singer that sounds pretty much exactly like the old one.
If it ain't broke.
Yeah. Well, it's hard because like the original singer had a very distinct voice. Like he didn't scream really, but he sang aggressively. Like if you heard it, you'd understand it. But it's like he actually blew out his voice, I think, like 5 or 6 years ago, and I don't know if it ever came back 100%. Maybe that's part of the reason why he's not there. Yeah. But this new singer, I don't even know his name. I followed their guitarist on Twitter, and I love it. Love the new track. It's great. It's heavy. It's really
Heavy. Like, where did you hear it?
Well, I knew it was getting released this week because it. Like they first released it on Sirius, apparently on Liquid Metal.
Okay.
And then it was on Spotify and YouTube this morning.
Liquid Metal. That's channel 37?
41. 37's Octane.
37's Octane. 41.
40 or
Oh yeah,
41.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, and apparently they were playing it like on the hour for like 3 days.
They Sirius XM does that.
Oh,
Especially
yeah.
their the metal, the harder channels. They will do that where like they'll have a brand new song and it would just like every hour on the hour to the point where it's like, okay, enough.
Yeah.
Like for
Yeah.
fuck's sakes.
So
They,
I've been a Sirius subscriber on and off for the last 16 years.
Yeah.
I get really tired with some of their playlists. That's like I'm in an off period right now, and I'll get it again at some point. But I like my favorite channels are like Lithium, less Octane now because Octane's kind of just like it's all bro rock, and I hate bro rock. That's all it is. Like, but I'll listen to that and like the 80s on 8. I'm a big sucker for 80s music. I don't know why.
I have that like number 2 after Howard Stern.
Yeah.
On my presets. Yeah.
So I don't listen to liquid metal a whole lot, mainly because like I don't really like the hosts on that channel. I think they take it a little far. Like
Who are their hosts?
That Jose Mangan. I'm not a
Jose Metal Ambassador Mangan.
I'm not a fan of his.
Oh,
Like,
really?
Yeah, he takes it too far. It's like it's like he's playing up a character. That's kind of what it seems to me. But it's like, just shut the fuck up, man. Just play the fucking song.
See, I feel the same way about Cavino.
Yes. So when I first got serious, when I was like back to the rig stuff from last week, I would listen to their like the Cavino and Rich show a lot, like all the time, like every day that I could, I would listen to it.
When it was Maxim Radio.
Yes. So like 2005 ish, 2006.
Yeah.
Then what's sad is that show still exists. It's still on, and like I think I flipped it there like maybe like 4 or 5 months ago when I still had it, and it's like, what are you guys doing? Like, you're in your mid 40s. Like, what do you even talk about anymore? Like, it's the same show for like 20 years. Like,
Yeah, that. I mean, kudos to them for longevity, but I mean, you have to, unless you are an absolute standout, and even still, like you have to evolve one way or another. Just for the record, we were both wrong. Liquid Metal is channel 40.
what's 41 is Turbo. That's what it is.
That's correct. Yes.
I like Turbo because it's Octane from 10 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And I liked Octane 10 years ago.
So, Cavino and Rich, Maxim Radio, like when they, years ago when they had, and I'm not even like, this is how long ago or how little I listen is like, I'm not even sure if they still have their producer by the name of Spot.
Yep. They still do.
They do.
Yep.
Okay. So, a buddy of mine who it actually is Ryan, who I knew and helped me get the job in the oil field, is a hardcore fan of Cavino and Rich to the point where he was actually invited to sit in during one of their live broadcasts.
Oh, cool.
He flew to, I think they were in.
They bounced around from New York to LA for a while.
Yeah, so he would have been in LA.
Yeah.
They would have been in LA because my buddy Ryan he attended a Dodgers game.
Okay.
And so, he sat in during an episode of Cavino and Rich. And I saw it, like I listened to their show and I thought it was cool and whatnot and entertaining. But yeah, it just like they have gotten to the point where you're flogging a dead horse. Like the joke is over. Shut up, move on.
It's like the bros from the early 2000s. That's what it still seems like to me. It's like, what are you doing?
And if people still listen to them and they have longevity and they have a history with Sirius XM. I mean, they were first in the door when Maxim said, "Hey, we want to start our own channel on satellite radio."
Yeah.
And like, kudos to them. That's great. but yeah, like yeah, I listened to Cavino, and he is the same character when he's hosting a music show as he is when he is on Cavino and Rich.
I don't think it's a character. I think that's just his personality, which is even scarier.
Like, my humble opinion, annoying as fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
I won't disagree with you.
It's one of those guys that'll tell a joke and hit you with the punchline, and then like jab you in the shoulder and go, "You get it? You get it?
Hey, is it funny?
Yeah.
Shut the
and
fuck
then
up.
and then they'll give you a different punchline, and then they'll re-explain the punchline, and then like enough, fucking enough. There is I think it's Katie Babs on
Octane.
either Octane.
She's on Octane.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know her from Adam. I like, she's apparently a singer, and okay, great, wonderful. And the cast, like the jocks that are on Octane. How do we get into shit talking about satellite radio?
I don't know.
The jocks that are on Octane, like majority of them, or at least half of them, are women, which is awesome. Awesome. Love to hear it.
Shannon Guns started
Shannon Guns
on the Cavino and Rich show as an intern.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
A
million years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's Katie Babs, where she will. How do I explain this? She pretends to be a radio personality, and what I mean is that she presents her show and herself as though she doesn't know what a radio personality is, but thinks she does, and so tries to portray that. And so you get what I call soup can radio, where it is quick jabs and weird things, and then she tries to do this whole singing routine, which apparently she's a singer of some sort, but it comes off as like taking a cat and running it across a cheese grater. Annoying. Like there's been times where I've been in my car, I have satellite radio in my car, and Alicia is with me, we're on a road trip or whatever, and then she'll come on and she'll start singing, and Alicia will go, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah.
Yeah. And I go, "I don't know."
It's terrible. That's what it is.
Apparently she's like, "Holy shit."
So there's a host on Lithium, and I think she does like new wave, one of them. Her name is Madison, and if I ever met her in real life, I'd punch her in the mouth. Because she does the same thing. She starts singing, and she's like, "Oh, I get all this hate tweets shit because I sing so much. So I'm just gonna sing more." It's like, no, bitch. Maybe you should like take a hint that you're terrible. Like, just stop it. So I'll change the channel when she's on there. It's terrible.
And here's the thing when it comes to satellite radio, is that it is, I don't know how their analytics break down. I know how the analytics breaks down when it comes to mainstream media, when it comes to terrestrial radio.
Yeah.
I can see, according to the surveys and the tapes and whatnot, and the printouts of like how many people are listening, what their age range is, their identified gender, and how long they're listening for, when they tune in, when they tune out, blah, 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 blah. All I know is that when it comes to that group of analytics, it goes all the terrestrial radio stations, and then it goes satellite radio. And you have hundreds of channels on satellite radio. So for all we know, all they know is that they have millions of subscribers listening to satellite radio.
Do they though? Because I just don't know if it's as popular anymore.
But my point is that, like, who knows if, let's say, a nice round number, just for argument's sake,
7.
Let's say 5 million. Okay. Let's say 5 million people are listening and subscribed to satellite radio. For all they know, there's only 5 million people listening to satellite radio.
Yeah.
They possibly don't know if there is 33 or 330,000 listening to Lithium, and then a cool million listening to Christian talk radio. Like,
I think they do. I think
maybe
because I would say that like your satellite receiver is going to send a signal to what you're listening to.
Oh, it has to.
So you would think that there's probably some sort of way to gauge that metric. I mean, well, like I look at it this way: it's like, why do some channels fail? Because there was a ton of channels that were there and now aren't. Like over the years on.
This is true.
So they have to know like the audience numbers.
Well,
like
Covino and Rich is actually a prime example because it used to be Maxim Radio.
Yes.
And then it wasn't channel 105, was it? It was something else.
It's like 104.
Yeah, and then they moved to 105 and it was not Maxim Radio. It was called something else. Like even the blue collar comedy channel had now been changed to Jeff Foxworthy's Comedy Roundup. Yes, there are changes, right?
We actually, it's not that we're wrong, but I'm just looking this up. Covino and Rich doesn't exist anymore. It got canceled in February.
What?
Yeah.
So that's how out of tune we are.
Yeah. So they're okay. So move this back a minute. They ended their talk show. They're both still employed by Sirius.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Rich is a part of the morning show for the Top 40 station.
Yeah,
and Covino is still in the rock world.
Yeah,
yes.
But they still do their show. It's just on Patreon now, and like fuck, I would pay for that.
No. Here, like we've gone off on this tangent, but I love it. This is a goal of mine.
Yeah,
is to be on satellite radio, to the point where I have attempted and still do attempt to contact someone from Sirius Satellite XM Canada or the United States.
Yeah, either
as a producer or a host or to bring in my talk show host.
Yeah.
It is a goal. It is a dream of mine to do it, but getting the attention of anyone there,
fuck.
It is like squeezing blood from a stone.
Yeah.
It's just insane.
You would pretty much have to know somebody that works there.
Yeah.
To get your foot in the door. I would think.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't think of it any other way. Like, because I don't think they're just hiring random people, pulling in people from wherever.
No.
Maybe back when the platform was new, but who knows?
Well, yeah, because they had to staff, right?
Yeah.
And there was a demand for entertainment. So listening to Canadian talk radio.
Yeah.
Not the CBC. CBC is automatically brought on to Canadian satellite radio because that is a part of the agreement for them to be broadcasting.
There
in
has
Canada.
to be X amount of Canadian content.
Yes.
Available.
And so CBC just simulcasts onto like 3 or 4 different channels onto satellite radio.
I think it was up to 5.
Yeah. Okay.
Plus French.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there is a channel called, I think it was like 152, called Canada Talks. And
I used to listen to football games on that station, actually, because the CFL was on there.
Yeah. There was I can't remember why I started listening to this channel. But there was a talk show, like a variety talk show, kind of like what I used to do with the Flip Side. And there was a host who apparently is a comedian. And she was interviewing. Don't get ahead of me. Who was
I can tell where this is going.
Interviewing a novelty Canadian band, and I think they called themselves the Tuts or something like that. They were going with some sort of Egyptian theme. I could be wrong, maybe something like that. Anyway, so it was a novelty comedy Canadian band. They legitimately had songs. Think the Arrogant Worms, only a different different theme type thing.
Yeah. Trash.
Hey, I like the Arrogant Worms.
Last Saskatchewan Pirate, man.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah. Canada's big, really, really big.
This is very true.
This is true. Anyway, this was the most awkward interview I have ever heard between a novelty comedy band and a fucking comedian.
That should just be like, it should just work.
It should be a peanut butter and jam sandwich, just
Yeah.
and go right.
Yeah.
Like, but it was like you could tell that the band was trying to set up the host with like a couple of jokes, and they just weren't landing, and she wasn't getting the hint, and
That's terrible.
I was
But-
like banging my head against the steering wheel, going like, how is this available? How is this
But-
part of your?
You know as well as I do that just because you're a comedian or you're funny or whatever doesn't mean that you can talk to
Perform.
or you can conduct an interview.
This is true.
Like it's not easy. I mean, I haven't done
It's
a
not-
whole bunch of it, but I mean, it's not easy, but it's also, if you're good at it, it's not hard.
Yeah. If you have a general idea of how to go about things, and also being able to be spontaneous, pay attention, roll with the punches, and be able to flow with different tangents, then it's not difficult at all. And in fact, on that, I've been entertaining the idea of doing a series on YouTube of like, hey, this is how to do a fucking interview. Tips and tricks and how to set up and shit like that. Because like you've asked me before,
Yeah.
like, how do you do it? And
And
know,
then,
can you
but
give me a
like
couple tips?
I took your tips and like I read them, like I'm just gonna wing it,
Yeah, well,
and
but
it
still, like,
worked. Like I
yeah.
mean,
But you're not the only person who has ever asked me like, hey, how do you conduct an interview? And listening to other people try to conduct an interview with zero or little to no experience, it's like, okay, no one's ever actually sat you down and went, do this.
Yeah.
Don't do this, blah, blah, blah. And this is something that we touched on like our very first episode is podcasts. And people who are famous and great, like Aisha Tyler, who has been in many different things, films, TV, animation, what have you, and a podcast host, fucking horrendous podcast host,
Yeah.
for the one criminal offense of not knowing when to shut up. There's nothing wrong with letting someone talk and just listen.
sit back and nod. It's like, good point.
Exactly.
So just pepper
So,
it
like,
just
yeah,
a little bit. Just
just
here and
yeah,
there.
I've just been entertaining the idea of like maybe I should just do a quick series on YouTube, like, hey, I'm JD the Media Jack, I've been in the broadcast industry for this many years, this is how I conduct an interview. Hopefully you can learn something from it.
And just tag these people in it too. Just direct, like, just post it on Twitter or Instagram and just like at them and be like, hey, got some tips for you. Thanks.
Exactly. Thanks. Yeah. It's the dream. One day I hope to be like it is. I would love to be able to be a host on satellite radio. The ultimate dream would be to have my talk show back and to have it on satellite radio.
Well, maybe we'll just put the Lost Signals podcast on satellite radio.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Win's a win.
Yeah. And we'll get there, man. It's
Yeah.
going to take some work, but we're putting that work in. So or something like it, anyways.
Or something like that. Practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
Practice
Yeah.
makes perfect.
Yeah. So what else? What else? Do we have anything else?
Well, there's one more thing, completely off topic, but in the world of entertainment and whatever. E3
Right.
has announced that they are A, not dead, and B, going strictly streaming online this year, which is something they had to do last year, of course.
So E3 is the entertainment entertainment thing.
No. The Electronics Entertainment Expo.
Right.
Right.
And that's usually that has been in LA for like the last since its iteration, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I've gone twice.
Very nice.
And The 2 times I went was just before they started changing shit, and thank God.
Okay, so what when you say changing shit, like what are you talking about here?
So E3 used to be strictly for not so much influencers, but media, as well as people into marketing and people related to the industry. And we're
Right.
talking about video games, right?
Yeah.
Some of it being apparel, so like controllers and
Oh, like
and,
peripherals and shit.
exactly,
Yeah, yeah.
right. Some of it is a like it's also a showcase for people to see what is up and coming. Like I saw VR uh peripherals
Yeah.
way
head-
before
Like
way
headsets and shit.
before the Oculus Rift was a thing, or
Yeah.
the HTC Vive. So I saw that at E3. Also, it is a place for video game developers, publishers, and companies in general to show up and be like, hey, check out our stuff, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
This is what we got going on. And the big dogs being PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo. So I went twice. And that's because I used my media credentials
Yeah.
to go and say, like, hey, I work for, and not a lie, I work for 2 radio stations and a TV station in northern British Columbia. I also have an online presence. I would like to have a media pass to this. And they go, yeah, cool. Off you go. And all they ever provided to me was a media pass.
But I mean,
And-
that's your entrance fee, right?
Yes. And with that, you basically have carte blanche to the entire floor, which
Yeah.
is awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
I had to pay for my hotel, I had to pay for my food, I had to pay for my travel, but well worth it. So when I went for those 2 years, it was 2014 and 2015. The media pass gave you some sort of clout.
Okay.
One, whenever anyone who had some free time and were representing a video game or peripheral or something like that, something that they want to get marketing out, if they see you walking by and you have a media pass on, they'll go like, hey, over here, and they want your attention.
Okay,
Right.
so that'd be interesting.
And there's times where they will like, here, this is our brand new game or a demo or something like that. This hasn't been released to the public yet. We're at this phase. Give it a shot, right? And then sometimes they'll give you some sort of collectible, which is cool. Other times, you can actually walk up to a giant display. The one thing that comes to mind immediately was Guitar Hero World Tour. This is when they redesigned the guitar. Instead of the 5 buttons on the frets, it was 6 buttons, 3 on top, 3 on bottom.
Yeah.
They hadn't released that to the public yet. And they had this on display at E3. And so I show up and I have my media badge on. And I'm like, hey, I love this game. Like it inspired me to buy my own guitar and start taking guitar lessons. And like, oh yeah, cool, right now, cool. Hey, wait, you're media. So yeah. They go, come over here. So they walk me past a line of like 40 to 50 people to this exclusive line where there's 2 people in front of me and go, you belong here.
Yeah.
And then they rifle me through the door, and they immediately put me up on this incredible sound stage with booming speakers and a giant big screen. And they put one of these controllers right in my hands and go, have at her. And so I played this game that hadn't been released to the public and cut the line to play it for like 5-10 minutes.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's some of the coolest shit ever.
Yeah.
So it was like that for, I don't know, the 2 years that I went. And then I think it was in 2016, because I didn't go. Maybe it was 2016 or 2017. They decided, you know what? Instead of it being exclusive to media, we're going to open it up to the public. There's going to be influencers, as
Ugh.
well as you could buy your own public pass and blah 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 blah. And that's when I tapped out and like, I'm not fucking going now.
Now
It was
it's just a video game convention now, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was crowded as fuck for
Yeah.
the 2 years that I went. And now the general public could pay to get in. Like, no, fucking no way.
Yeah.
No way in hell. Right. And then it turns out the reason why they did that is because interest in E3 had been waning over the past couple of years.
Yeah.
And some video game companies have been threatening to pull out unless interest started to come back up. But it turns out that having the general public show up didn't help things. It made things worse.
I can't see how it would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then following that was like a giant leak of anyone being able to go to the E3 website and then just being able to download the entire contact list of all the media
Oh,
credentials that were there.
Yeah.
And I looked and like, oh, there I am.
Oh no.
But it's not just me. Like Meg Turney was there, Philip DeFranco was there, like
Yeah.
anyone that was like media, YouTube or mainstream media or otherwise was fucking listed there. And that was just like, you didn't have to hack the website or anything like that. It turns out it was just a PDF that someone inadvertently put on the website.
Oh man. That's
So
dumb.
So anyway, they decided to go with this whole restructuring thing. And then in 2020, last year, or in 2019, they were announcing for 2020 that they were going to have head-to-head showdowns of social media influencers versus athletes or celebrities or something like that, to try to get interest back into E3. And again, like I'm going like, you're fucking still like,
They're
you're
missing the
still-
point.
yeah. You're still just like creating a convention that no one wants to go to when they could just as easily watch the shit online. And so then COVID-19 happened, and so they had to scrap that entire deal and then go strictly online. It's just that this year, in fact, only about a week and a half ago, they announced E3 is still around and we're going to go completely streaming online this year. And like, well, it's not like you have a fucking choice.
Uh-huh.
So
Well, I don't
it was fun. It was entertaining.
Yeah.
It was a media content blitz, because you could walk up to any booth there, any company, Square Enix, fucking Konami,
Yeah.
Nintendo, Sony, like anyone, and go like, this looks cool, tell me more about it. And you could play games that hadn't been released or won't be released to the public for like months,
Yeah.
you know? And so it was very, very entertaining and fun, but also fucking daunting. My God, the amount of things to see and do and content to grab and free shit. Like I mistakenly, like I packed a full suitcase on the first year I went.
Yeah.
Second year I went, like, no, this suitcase is coming half empty and showing up full. Like,
Just
fuck this.
Put another bag in your bag to take shit home with.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
That would make sense. So if they went public again, would you go? Would you go again?
No, fuck no.
I've seen some of the conventions and shit. It's like, first off, I don't like huge crowds of people, and especially the unwashed people. You know, like Comic-Cons and stuff. It's like, yeah, you know, like, cause there's a Comic-Con in Saskatoon, or there had been. It's like, no, I'm good. I'll just avoid that because those people annoy me. People that get really, really, really into stuff like that and look down on you because you're not as into it as they are, those people just don't need to exist.
Or they can exist just away from you.
Yeah, exactly. Just leave me alone. Just leave me alone.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, I would like, no, if they go like, hey, still open to the public, then no, count me out.
Yeah.
I'm done. And the reason is like, like you, like it's entertaining the fact that I work in radio and I generally work in public relations, but I can't do crowds. I can't fucking get the hell out of my way, unless
Yeah.
unless you hand me a microphone and you put me up on stage, I don't want to be a part of it.
I'm the same way. Like, like I've played shows and stuff, like, and you get up on stage and everything's cool, but then afterwards it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna leave because I don't like you.
But the reason why I wanted to go and I went the 2 years is because it was an excellent opportunity for me to grow my media skills and credentials, and it was also like an incredible opportunity for me to just like get in on the front door of some games that were either going to be like mediocre massive hits or just fucking dead on arrival. I played a game out at the exact same time as Overwatch, and it was supposed to be the game to rival, and they were going to go to head to head. I played this game for like 20 minutes. It was a finished product. It was called Battleborn. And
I've heard of that.
Yeah, that's just it. It's like people like, oh yeah, it was something. I played it for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And like I thought like, hey, this is kind of cool. And then it came out and fucking flopped.
Yeah.
When am I ever going to get an opportunity like that?
Yeah.
Right?
Especially if you have the media pass and you can see all that cooler stuff.
Exactly.
But yeah, if it was like maybe just not open to the public, I don't know. I mean, that's tough to say too.
It sounds mean and it sounds condescending, but at the same time, like it's the same reason why press conferences are not open to the public.
Yeah.
Unless it's a public forum.
Yeah.
Like not anyone can just show up to the address from the prime minister and start rattling off questions. No,
sometimes I wish you could though.
Yeah, well, I'm not arguing that, but I'm just saying like there's a time and a place.
Yes.
And E3 was supposed to be a showcase.
Yeah.
For media and other people within that industry. Opening it up to the public just makes it a convention.
Yeah. It's a video game convention. Call it a Comic-Con. Fuck it. I mean, whatever.
Pretty much.
It's all the same shit. Yeah.
And then what they attempted to do last year, and of course COVID shut that down. It was like, we're gonna have social media influencers and streamers taking on athletes. Like, I don't give a flying fuck if Ninja's taking on LeBron James. I don't care.
No.
Like I don't care. And especially not gonna fly down to LA to go see that in person.
I mean,
if anything.
So I look at it this way. Like if say the podcast takes off and we end up getting, like some followers and we ever got asked to do something like it, like, no, get fucked. I'm not a shill. I'm here because I like doing this and I think I have something to say, but I'm not here to dance for your dollar. No, like get fucked. And I would tell people that like right in person, like just go pound sand, dick.
Well, of that, there is a strategy. There is a certain, it's a targeted audience, right? There is a certain audience that you're trying to cultivate with this specific show. And, the flip side, as well as the Media Jack and everything that I do online, like I am more video game centric, even though I generally talk to darn near anyone from any genre, I do lean into video games.
Yes.
Whereas Lost Signals does not, right? So if Lost Signals were to be asked to go to the Ukrainian metal festival,
yes,
I will get my passport today.
Yeah. You have a good point. I mean, like, if it was just a random convention, no. But if it's something centric to what I'm interested in,
yes,
maybe.
Exactly. It's a targeted media, targeted audience. It's all we're being very strategic.
Yes. I mean, like if someone gave me like free passes like to the Download Festival or like Glastonbury or yeah, okay, fine. But to like a Comic-Con, no.
That's my realm.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it would depend on who's at this Comic-Con too. You
That's
know,
true.
like, and if you actually had a chance to interview some of these people, because I know, like,
That's true.
a couple years ago, like, Carrie Fisher was at the like before she passed, she was at the Comic-Con in Saskatoon.
Cool.
My niece met the dude that played Draco Malfoy from Harry Potter. He was
Very cool.
Yeah, so I mean, like, so I guess it would all depend. So, you know,
Yeah.
like all you know, festivals and stuff that are watching this right now, just maybe
We're listening.
we're listening.
Yes.
Give us a reason.
Make
me-
it relatable.
Make it worth my while.
Exactly. That's all we ask.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it. All right, guys. I think that's a good place to end it. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, yeah, it was a good one. And I guess my name is Daryl, and I'm still having issues with this fucking ending, but at some point I'll get it. I'm
Practice.
Daryl. He's JD.
I'm JD.
This has been Lost Signals, episode 7. See you out there.
Take care.